Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the sixth night of Yule. And yes, this time it really is the sixth night of Yule. Christmas Day, yes, sixth night of Yule. On this night, when we're celebrating and gathering in our longhouse, having communal food and the like, we will be practicing discipline, not to eat too much, mainly, or to drink too much. We'd also be sort of talking and thinking about health and moderation. Okay, after all, we're getting to the end of our stores from the previous year. We're going to have to be like maybe rationing before the next lots of crops come in from the fields during harvest time. So talking about harvest time, we'd be thinking about June, the coming June, and the past June, all the events what happened in the past year. Well, I say the past year, the current year, because we're not quite past yet. So, as always, I done this last year, and I done a read for the coming month of June last year, which was the June we've just had. In general, the general energies we were feeling would be getting what you want or need. Okay, going out there, getting it, feeling the passion. I want that, I'm going for it. I need that, I'm going for it. There could have been a bit of pain, especially when it come to work and the like. Okay, and there was this, like, maybe you started working in a new group or something like that. There was working as teams. In your love life, there was sun, happiness, joy, illumination. If there were secrets being kept within your love life, they worked their way to the surface. There was emotional fulfillment and your dreams coming true. Perhaps you met the person of your dreams in June last year. This year, sorry, we're not quite out of this year yet. There was trust and truth, and well, an element of waiting and having to make choices. Okay, when it came to your wealth, we were going in with a little bit of too much power. Okay, maybe your money weren't getting what you thought you were getting for it. Maybe there was too much power on the interest rates going up. Maybe there was too much power on you trying to achieve wealth. And remember, wealth comes in every different way, shape and form, just like most things in life do. Love doesn't necessarily have to be about your partner. It could be about your dog or your parents or your children. Okay, we have love in different ways, and same with wealth. It doesn't necessarily have to be finances. It could be a wealth of knowledge. You were working on increasing your knowledge for whatever reasons, and maybe you overdone it. Maybe you put too much into it. Okay, and there was an element of getting out of hardship. There was an energy of getting out of hardship, and by choosing not to do the stupid choices. Basically, the choices were there for you. The towers were visible. All you had to do was avoid them. Okay, by not taking the stupid choices. Those of you who carried on walking around with their eyes closed probably walked straight into those towers and probably fell into hardship. But the point being, there was the hardship there. It was there looming on the horizon, and by your good choices of avoiding that hardship, you didn't go into it. Okay, on the world front, generally speaking, there was blockages. There was an unwillingness to deal with things. There was a stick your head in the sand element to the governments of the world during June, according to my tarot read, or there would have been, according to my tarot read. Bear in mind, come June time, we are divining quite a way out now. We're like half a year out divining. With, I don't know, a kind of wait and see attitude was the what my reading was saying for June just gone. Okay, excuse me for that. I could have done that while I just put you on pause as I sort my camera angles out for the rest of it. Let's go and do a tarot read for this coming June, and let's see what it says. I will just like to point out right now, bear in mind, I am divining 6 months out. These things can change quite easily. We all have free will. We all interfere with the world's or universe's plans. And it is a general read. It may resonate with you. It may not. Some parts of it might. Some parts of it might not. The whole thing might. The whole thing might not. You might just not be on the same path of energy as I'm reading from. Okay, while I sort my lights out and get my camera in a better position to do the actual read, I'll put you on pause. But as always, this would just be a fraction of a second for you. It's about a minute and a half for me. Well, there we have it. I am back. Shall we get the runes? As always, we will be doing a general overall energy of the month of June for you. And yeah, I've got it on the right place on the table this time. Then we will be doing love. Let's have that one for love. And then we will be doing a wealth. And remember what I said about wealth. Wealth comes in different ways. It's the first time I've said it this time round on this Yuletide messaging. So probably going to come out as a different type of wealth for this particular read. Okay, so let's have a little look. See, we got Bacana for the overall energy of the year. Okay, Bacana is... well, some people say it's the bear, but it's not. It's not really anything to do with a bear. I don't know why some people say it's the bear. Okay, let's have a little look, see. Let's actually check to see if I'm actually saying it right first. There we go, it's here. Let's just check in the book. Yeah, Bacana, I did get it right. It's the birch tree and the birch goddess. Can you believe that? The ancient Norse had a goddess for just one type of tree, a birch tree, because that's an important tree for them. It was a tree of rebirth and new beginnings, family growth and regeneration. It is also believed to be Yggdrasil. Yggdrasil, the world tree, was meant to have been a birch tree. Okay, so on general terms, we can be talking about new things beginning and things will have already began growing better and stronger. Okay, so let's get the tarot read cards. The tarot read cards? What sort of? The tarot cards for reading there. That's better. Right. Okay. So let's have a little look-see. Now I'm using the Viking deck as I have been throughout all this, mainly because Yuletide is a kind of pagan Norse belief, belief, celebration. Okay, so let's have a look at what we're having renewals and births in. Everything's in the reverse, unfortunately. As always, my deck isn't reversed. It's just as it is there. See, upright at the bottom there. It just is what it is. Okay, so the Ace of Cups, love. There will be a rebirth, renewal, regeneration of love. The fact that the Ace of Cups is in reverse is kind of telling us that perhaps this will be love that you thought was long gone. Okay, perhaps you were dating someone, it didn't go too well, or for whatever reasons you didn't carry it on, and God knows how many months, years down the line, all of a sudden they are back. Okay, a regeneration, a renewal, a rebirth, if you will. We got a Three of Swords, which is pain and hardships. But again, that's in reverse. When the Three of Swords comes out in reverse, it's a good thing. It's the end of the pain and the hardships, and the rebirth or the renewal or the regeneration would be you coming out of the other side of it. Okay, with the Eight of Wands in reverse there may be an element of seeing the renewal. They're just out of reach, just can't quite touch it, and unfortunately you couldn't see, just like my hand, I'm there, I'm actually reaching out trying to grab it, and you can't see it because it's just off screen there, but it's like that. And then we have the Empress in reverse as well, and the Empress in reverse is kind of like all the bad things about all the queens all rolled into one. She's a little bit selfish, she's a little bit vain, she's cold and callous, and she lies a lot. Okay, but she still has a lot of the positive aspects of the Empress about her. She is very controlling, and perhaps the fact that all these have come out is because they're all being reborn, maybe in a different way. Maybe all these will flip up throughout the month as the month goes on. Well, one thing we can see if it will flip up or stay flipped down, if I should, well, reversed or upright, as I should say, is the love, because we have, that's kind of a loving aspect. This is kind of a loving aspect. That's kind of connected to love generally, but that is a life pain and sorrow, not necessarily a full pain. Oh, and as you already know, we had the Five of Swords crossing this. This is sacrificing oneself or sabotaging oneself. Okay, for some of you, this will be an energy of going all out, putting everything in. And the like, for others of you, it will be a case that you try too hard and you ruin things. Okay, so for love, we have Ingwas, and Ingwas is the energy of fertility, male procreative force, channeling energies, completions, and safety. Now, this is telling you the fact that it's fertility and safety within the same rune is indicating that these will be very fertile times for you, okay? When it comes to love, your love life and everything else. If you're trying for a baby, try this month, okay? And try not to use the safety aspect of trying for a baby, okay? Because that will kind of stop it. But for some of you, the message is, yeah, double up, because just by itself isn't enough, okay? If you're on the pill, make sure they wear a cover as well, things like that. Okay, so we have got the Fool in reverse. Is it all going to be reverse again? The Three of Pentacles in reverse, maybe. Oh no, the Death is up right here. Here we go. Right. Okay, and so is the Knight of Wands. So perhaps this old love might be feeling foolish when they come towards you, a little bit sort of like, well, we've tried this before and I can't get you out of my mind, and let's try again. But they could be a little skittish about it, and maybe a little bit foolish, and they might just fall flat on their face. You might turn around and say no, or it might be you going back to someone you've tried, and they might just turn around and say no to you. Okay, with the Three of Pentacles coming out as well. Well, normally the Three of Pentacles is like working as a group, working on something new. It's in reverse. It's an independence. You want to be independent in it all. For some of you, you don't want a relationship. You just want to just concentrate on work. Yeah, but not have a big group or a big mass of things going on in your life. This coming out here is telling me mid-month, everything changes, okay, for you. You do start to seek the passion that you are actually after. So for some of you, this is a card that you might just be coming into players and people who just want to get their leg over with you and then move on to the next one. For some of you, you will be that person. And for others of you, it's just literally chasing your passions. All of a sudden with this Death card, something happens. Basically, an event happens. I don't know, you get a pay rise, you start a new prescription drugs for whatever you may be suffering from, and it makes you feel better and it makes you want to chase the things you want. It could be that maybe someone gets diagnosed with a terminal illness who is close to you, and you suddenly realize life is too short to be sitting around, and I'm going after what I want, what I love. Crossing this is the Ten of Pentacles, again in reverse. This will be telling us that perhaps the things you are after are not actually the things you really want. Okay, it's like an illusion of everything. If you look carefully on that card, I will put it back out again. There is a reflection of the person looking into the water. Now all the coins apparently are in the water, and the fish is in the water guarding the coins. Yeah, you have to risk sticking your hand in there to get what you want. So there is an element of risk involved in this month for you as well. But we sort of kind of know that because we got the Fool here. Do I fall flat on my face, or do I actually succeed? I might look foolish while trying though. Right, let's have a look at the next rune. Our next rune is Gabo. So for wealth, you may be signing new contracts. Okay, because Gabo is a rune of contract signing and the like. Is also an exchange. Okay, it's giving and receiving, and I don't necessarily just mean presents. It could be the giving and receiving of knowledge. It could be the giving and receiving of your hard-earned labor. and receiving some sort of reward for it. It's a financial transaction, basically. Yeah, it's how the world works. I suppose you could just say it's bartering, really, isn't it? Someone wants something made, you've got the skills to make it, they're giving you some form of currency in return. If it weren't the currency, they could be giving you potatoes for a year or something like that. Did one come off the side of the table there? I thought one did, but maybe it didn't. Okay. Oh no, they're both there, look. Right, so we've got, everything's in reverse for June, isn't it? Okay, oh no, not quite everything. Right, so we got the Six of Swords. There could be a bit of turbulence when it comes to wealth. However you deem wealth, if you deem it as a financial thing, it's financial. If you deem it as like a gathering of knowledge or resources, then that's what your wealth is. But there could be some sort of turbulence, something not quite right, and it could have something to do with hanging on to things from the past. Okay. With the Two of Pentacles literally falling out at the same time that did, there is a juggling going on. Perhaps you're robbing Peter to pay Paul and that sort of thing. Okay, with the Seven of Swords and the Ace of Wands, for a few of you, this will literally be some sort of criminal activity will prevent you from actually making a good start on your wealth in June. Maybe some of you are going to fall victim to scammers and the like. But the Seven of Swords is also a card of changing tactics. You could look at this another way. Yes, he has stolen the swords, but he's stolen the swords to stop the people from fighting. Okay, thus changing the whole tactics of the day. So it could be with a change of tactics, then your Ace of Wands there at the end could be flipped the other way and turn into a fiery, passionate beginning. Okay, crossing this is the Moon. The Moon is about keeping secrets, keeping things in the dark, and it's kind of like telling us that, well, perhaps the changing of the tactics would be coming out, revealing the truth. Okay, we all have our secrets and we all try to keep them from everyone else. They always seem to come out no matter what. Okay, so not Manas. It's not Manas. We have got Awaz here, I think. It is Awaz. Okay. Awaz is the horse. It's a very literal translation. That's literally what it translates to, the horse. And during the Viking times, the horse was, well, it was quite important. It was for fast travel. So perhaps in the world sense of things, things are going to start to move quicker than expected. There could be an element of change. There could be changes of power here and there. But there is also faith, loyalty, and trust mounted in a horse. Mounted on a horse. You have to trust the horse. The horse has to trust you, and you have to gain its loyalty. And you have to have faith that you're not going to end up getting squashed by the horse if you fall off it. And there could be issues with transport of some description as well, because obviously the horse was seen as transport. Right, let's get rid of this deck. I'll just put that off the side of the camera there. And let's get this deck in. This is my World Current Affairs deck I use. Use it primarily for that. It does get used occasionally for other readings here and there, normally offline readings, private readings and the like. But generally for you, like, you know it as the World Events deck. Okay, so we have got the Ace of Coins. Well, let's do it in order, shall we? We have got the Emperor in the upright, the Four of Spears and the Ace of Coins in reverse, and then we have got the King of Coins in the upright as well. Crossing all this is the Five of Cups. And before I go any further, I will just check on my world events list I have, just to see if there's anything on there. It's not necessarily meaning it will be that. It's just an indication. So I'll just hoof you on pause while I go and find my laptop with the list on. Well, actually, there's quite a bit on the go for my current events world list thing. We have the Emperor. The Emperor show up twice for this particular cycle. Bearing in mind, this might not be the case because I am divining like 6 months out. This is the energies for my list will be going from like the last new moon we had to the current new moon we're about to have in a couple of days. So, but this would be droughts and tsunamis. Okay, so from one extreme to the other, and this would be extraterrestrial activity, so UFO sightings, crop circles, that sort of thing. And June time, I suppose, yes, you could be getting crop circles for that line. The Ace of coins could be indicating to some sort of civil unrest, but if you're in a country where you're going through a drought, it also means that you are looming and facing a famine because the food isn't there, because the food's not growing. Or if you just had a tsunami and it's washed all your fields away, then again, you're then looking at a famine coming on, especially if your governments can't get the food and stuff in you need. So then you may be looking at civil unrest and so on. So it does, they do all fit together. It's quite nice, but and it also fits with our horsey there. Okay, AWAS. So because that's all about movement. It's like the governments are suddenly kicked into mobilization. Okay, the other way to look at it without all that taken into account is the emperor itself. The emperor is taking action. It is taking control of a situation. The governments will be taking the control of situations which occur in the month of June next year. They will be moving on and tackling them. They're moving them forward. There'll be a lot of momentum. With the Four of Wands in reverse, and it's not giving much cause of celebration though. So these things which they are moving on with are going to be not particularly pleasant things, possibly. Well, I said the word mobilization, which now normally conjures military activities. So there could be some military activities as well. With the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, or the Ace of Coins in reverse, that is telling us that there's normally slow starts, slow burns, and they gradually pick up pace and pick up speed. Imagine a snowball on the top of a hill, and you roll it down the hill, and by the time it gets to the bottom of the hill, it's this big, massive ball. Yeah, we've kind of got that one. Okay, so, but in reverse, it's kind of, it's actually a broken coin as well. So in reverse, it's sort of saying, yeah, everything's put on hold, everything's stopped. The starts are there, ready to go, but they can't, not until something else is sorted. At the end there, we have got the King of Coins, which is success for hard work. Generally, the King of Coins is a successful person, very rich person, but they worked hard to get it. They weren't given it. So there's a lot of hard work to be involved. But crossing it, which kind of worries me most of all, is the Five of Cups. It's the card of loss and sorrow. Now, a lot of you will be possibly feeling a bit of loss and sorrow because of the governments. Maybe beloved government people will be departing their posts one way or another, and you feel that sort of loss or sorrow. Perhaps there is war, famine, drought, tsunamis, and there is a physical loss of people. Okay, but if you notice, she's got her back to these two glasses still standing. After you get over the initial shock of the loss, you start to remember, well, I'm still alive. I've still got a place to live. I can manage. I can get by eating less if it's a famine or something like that. Or I can get by watering my garden with my old bath water instead of just letting it go down the plug hole. Yeah, things like that. It's the coming together of the community and trying to pull through things. Not a brilliant sounding June, according to my governmental side of readings. But anyway, that is what it is. And it's very possible it won't pan out that way at all because, well, as I said, it's 6 months down the line. We all have our own free will. We could nip this in the bud 2 months from now and none of it happens. Not if it's a tsunami, maybe, unless it's a man-made tsunami. Who knows? Anyway, so I'm rambling. Let's wrap this up. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for spending your time on my video. I do greatly appreciate it. And if you greatly appreciated it, can you hit that thumbs up button and hit the subscribe button next to it and join my tarot team? If you have an issue with my videos, perhaps you're not happy with my delivery style or my lighting or my sound quality, well, let me know in the comments and I might be able to sort something out of it. If you don't want to ever see my videos again, hit the thumbs down button, and that will stop YouTube from sending them to you, and that's fine as well. Okay, I hope you've all had a wonderful month of December. We're right near the end of it now. We've got, what, 3-4 more days to go? No, we've got about 7 more days to go. We've got a week left. We got a new moon coming up, and we got the end of the calendar cycle, if you will, our calendar year. And so there are plenty of new content coming out from me throughout this week. I am going to be busy with it because I'm still doing the Yuletide readings right up until then as well. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and until I see you on my next video, I do, be good.